Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, today's plan. I'm working with AI here to try to generate the initial starting league. We call it the training league, and I'm letting it kind of. I'm working with it to restructure a couple of things. One, I don't have my league service fully implemented, or at least I didn't. Now I have the AI helping me to build my league object up. So it's a little bit more than I had planned to do, but flow of the game and how I want it to be a little easier to do and more natural feeling just makes more sense. It's more usable. Having a team already created for a player for the training league, and plus it's more natural feeling to have a league be in existence. And maybe, quite possibly, I might even go with allowing every time you start a new training league, players are totally different. You could still have the same team in both training leagues, but you would have totally different players just because the game will dynamically generate the new league. What does that mean? Some days you might have a better training league than others. I obviously one of the big plans for me is to have achievements in my game. Now, what does that look like in terms of how do these achievements transfer? Like if Steam has achievements, I don't know how in-game achievements versus Steam achievements even work. That's a thing down the road. I'm not even looking at that yet. There's probably notifications that you can send or provide to Steam, some kind of a call to a Steam algorithm says, hey, they hit this achievement or that achievement or whatever. And then the Steam stuff goes off. Do people really even, is that really even a thing? I mean, I know it's there and Steam uses it, but is that really, to me, I guess sometimes I kind of look at that and go, oh, that's kind of cool to try to get some of those. But is it really, I mean, how popular are those? I don't know. It's irrelevant. I'm not even going to get caught up in that right now. It's easy for me to get caught up in things, but I'm going to try not to in this scenario. So anyway, I had an issue with some of my changes, and one of those was I was creating my user accounts would get a team. Even before a league existed, they would just have a team object, and then a team would get created, and that team object would be assigned to that team or whatever, or to that league. So it was like create a team and then have a league that you join with your team. Kind of made an interesting visual in my head that you would have a team first, and then you would join a league. But it also created a lot of other problems, like coming in with the same players and conflicting with other things that are going on in the league. So it's better, I think, what you'll do is you'll pick the team that you're taking ownership of. Whether you see all the players or some of the players or how I want to display that, it's going to come down to how I decide to do the UI. I'd like to have some way that you can kind of see players and their ratings and kind of get a feel for who's in these various teams. And then you can go, I'll take this one. Or maybe I'll just assign a team. I think it might even be better just to assign a team and kind of make it, this is your new team. Good luck. And it's random. No particular knowledge of what you're getting. That's your opening a pack. You don't know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get. It's just like a box of chocolates, So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to generate create my league generation code, where user creates an account. They can say, all right, let's create your first league. League generates, and then you pick your team name, and welcome to your new team. You know, or maybe welcome to your new team. Choose a team name and mascot, and you would go through and pick out your team name and mascot. Uh, anyway, so that's kind of the goal of what I'm kind of implementing here. So what I kind of like to do is have something like you click on a team, and it might say something like overall rating, and then have like a visual of the mascot would be kind of cool. You know, just kind of what is the mascot, not just your logo, but your mascot, because there'll be a logo that goes with the mascot, and it'll look like one of the players, and that's what I want to do in the long term. And then so you got your guy. So maybe you're picking it by the guy you like the most or whatever. It does, but the thing is, it's your. It might not even be your. Maybe it's your region. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. You pick your team, which is. No, they're a region. Whatever. You're picking your city, the team from the city. I don't know, something like that, because you're getting these. You are these guys from, but not all your team isn't going to be that. It's going to be made up of a lot of players. It'd be interesting to try to build everybody's teams at the same, but I don't know if I could generate fair teams based on salaries, because I may have players from every team, but some teams are probably just bad. It's like I don't know how they'll balance out. Yes, in reality, teams are balanced in the sense that they've got fairly equal salaries, but will my skills make them out to be balanced? I don't know. It might be interesting to try it out, and I don't know yet. The end result of how I want to build that team. Right now, I'm just random build, and that's good enough for me. But in the end, how I actually present this in the final release, it might still be up for debate, and how I want to go about it. So maybe you start with a team that's all the same, but maybe you're joining. Maybe all these teams have come together to join this league, and they all start off with people from their own area, all their own team people, and then over time, you other guys want to join your team. They want to come and join, so you slowly start to have mixing of players over time. Might be kind of interesting because you have people from other teams and regions wanting to join, or maybe you have a free agent out there that's hey, he wants to come and he wants to get back into the league, or he wants to join the league, and you've got to decide, this guy's going to be different from all my guys. I think I kind of like the concept of people starting off, and you just got to start spreading your wings. I think that'd be kind of cool. I might actually go that way. I'm starting to think I might have leagues do that. Start off with one whole region's mascot characters, and you start introducing these players from other regions to your team, and all leagues, they'll start doing that. They all start to mix and match, and it's like the whole theme of the game's intro would be the teams have all come to teams from many regions have decided to come together and build a football league or something like that, and they've brought their best players to join the league. Maybe and then each year I could and as you start the league expands, and it expands by 4 teams a year, maybe up until it's 32 teams. So as you get more and more players, your seasons can get your stuff gets harder. Man, your league keeps expanding by a bunch. That would be different, and it'd be kind of cool. You can vote at the end of every season. You can vote on expanding expanding the league by however many 2 or 4 teams, and you can just expand your league. That might be kind of cool. But and you can even do things like vote on expanding. I don't know how it's going to work as far as voting goes, because you get a pick, but at the same time, all the other teams kind of vote also. You know, but I'd have to kind of make it look like, you know, you're picking, but really it's the vote. I don't know. I'm actually liking the thematic thought of this is working like this. I'm really liking the concept, and it's really pretty easy to do, and it'll be different, and it'll still be just football, but all these players and teams come together, and then you can just expand. You can expand at whatever rate you want. You could say you want to expand the league. You can. All the thoughts are going through my head right now. Working system. Oh yeah, I'm really. I'm going that direction. I think I'm loving it. I'm loving it in my head. I got to write down some notes. Got to write down some notes. So for me on this thought, okay. Let's first of all, am I okay? Dude, it's 93 degrees in my backyard right now. Holy cow! 93. Freaking frijoles, it's hot. It's middle of September here. We're not supposed to be getting that up here in the Northwest. 93 in September. I can't remember the last time we had 90s in September. I mean, that's like unheard of. Tomorrow's supposed to be like in the 70s again, so it's just like that kind of thing. But all right, so we're gonna call this my concept. All right, so fantasy world. Future state of still lives in the minds of those. Factions of the world. It's proposed that So, yeah, there it is. There's my fantasy. My fantasy. I don't even know if I want to call it diversity. Diversity is important, of course. I mean, you know, what POC person wouldn't say diversity is important? But no, I'm actually thinking that's not why they would do it, though. Do you see the value in players? See the, how about this? The potential in taking on any talented player, no matter the region which they hail. Do so in the quest to become FTZ League champion. Rules are set according to the old world definitions in order to prevent arguments and delays. There we go. There's going to be my general synopsis of what the heck's going on in the game. It's not written in a very cool way. I'm sure there's a cool way to write this. Let's go see what ChatGPT says. Let's try something I haven't done before. So they upgraded Copilot supposedly with ChatGPT. Let's try this. This is GPT-5 supposedly is available now in Copilot. Can you write this up as a game intro tone of breath of something like a Sunday football game announcer. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this reads. I should probably read this in a, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, creatures and hybrids of all kinds, welcome to the future. The world may have changed, but one thing still fires the hearts of champions everywhere: football. In this new age where human creature hybrids rule the regions and ancient borders have crumbled, the game of games has survived. The rules? Locked in from the old world, professional, precise, and untouchable. No arguments, no delays, no excuses, just pure gridiron glory, the way it was meant to be played. And now, to unite these fractured factions, a bold idea has taken root. The FanToZFootball League. That's right, the FTZ, where every clan, every region, every species sends its finest warriors to the field. At first, teams stood tall behind their banners, their bloodlines, their territories, but soon the hunger for victory grew too strong. Talent is talent, no matter where it's born, and so the draft boards opened wide, rosters filled with the best of the best, and the chaos for the ultimate prize began. This is more than a league. This is a proving ground, a clash of cultures, claws, and cleats, a place where legends will rise, dynasties will fall, and only one team will hoist the trophy as FTZ League champion. So strap in, fans of the future. The whistle's about to blow, the crowd's on its feet, and history is waiting to be written, one bone-crunching play at a time. That's actually pretty good. Don't. I gave it what I wanted, and it wrote that pretty good, man. I'll give you a thumbs up on that, man. That's pretty impressive. I like it. I don't know if I'll do it exactly the same because I feel like I should add something of my own, but gotta say, that's pretty good. Gotta say, I'm liking it. That may have to be something almost like it. So, there you go. I'm strongly leaning towards that is my theme. I think how my game's going to go, which I think will be very interesting as I try to put together teams that are, I don't even know which teams are going to be the best or the worst as a result of this. But but in creating these teams, now I have to put together as many players as I can from the same team in order for that to work. So that ought to be interesting. Or even more so, gosh, it's going to be hard because I want to have them be the same, not the same team. You wouldn't be getting like the Broncos from 2009. You'd be getting all players that were drafted by the Broncos wherever they are in the league. See, I don't even know how many there are because I have to calculate all that. I have to determine who the drafting team was for all these players, because in order for this theory of mine to work, I don't even know if there's that many players in the league. It could be very possible that all the players the Broncos have drafted are not in the league anymore. Now, it's unlikely, but I'm just saying there's only going to be so many. And will there be enough superstars? There might be a huge disparity in quality of teams simply based on who was drafted by who. Because you got to figure every team's got players that were drafted by other teams. And then if I'm assembling those players as the starting teams, that might be very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I don't even know if it'll work. So I have to first, in order for that to work, I have to first build out or get all of the teams that all my players are drafted by, which is, going to be pretty important. And I know it's possible to find that information, but that's kind of like down the road. So right now, I'm still building teams randomly. That is the strategy or theme of how I want to start it when I release, because I think I have to build some stuff to support that kind of team build. And it's quite possible I could do better once I put 15 seasons of players in. So I have 15 seasons of players to pick from, and then I can sort them all out by who they were drafted by, and then see how that goes. That theory, it might not work. I might not be able to make that happen. Not with real players. Or the other option is Yeah. The other option is to go with the base teams. So 2009 is the league starts with 2009, and everybody at that point starts off as though they are that person, which is the only broken players, and every player that comes into the league after that is from their drafted team, or from, and then only that first season going to be like the starter of my league, and everybody's just the mascot that they are because that's the team that they are. They all came in, but it's after that it would be completely random. You come in from their drafted team. I think that's the only way to do it. Because if I bring players in from their existing team, they would all so if I 2009 and then 2010, I'd be bringing in players that are all basically the same players. Yeah, I don't know. That would be a weird switch up, but not worried about it. Let's move on. How you doing, Karama? All right, what do we got? Are we any closer? I noticed you did not make necessary changes to user account service. Let's see what it did this time. Oh, did that work? Did it work or did it err? I think it just erred. Didn't do anything. Yeah. That was just insta error. All right, so it's blowing up. I have other things that are importing. It's one of the things I've noticed. AI does tend to have a problem with its imports. I don't know why it has trouble with them, but it does. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong file. What the heck? API, there you go, API simulator. All right, so the one that needs to have is just API. Fixed. See, sometimes you just got to say, look at it, actually wrote this. It wrote this, but left it in a comment. I don't understand why it did that, but problem fixed. All right, so we got make gens. Oh, we got a lot of reds, though. What the heck? Some of those don't even make sense. But whatever. kind of interesting that, well, I don't know. It's kind of weird because this works, but there's obviously a bunch of errors in here, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if could I. Let's see what happens if I just dump all these Go files. I don't think it's going to make any difference, but we're going to do this anyway. I'm going to put them all back. They should all be put back now. Oh, there's not as much red. Whatever it did. Still, this one is still kind of weird looking though. Why is that one still red? Don't know, but as long as it works, I'm not gonna argue with it. All right, so we got that. Now, it's kind of funny how it says it works, but I mean, it's generating. Something about the compiler doesn't know that those exist. I guess we'll find out when I try to run something. But for now, let's go over here. Compiled. It compiled. Oh, it's cooling off. It's not 93 anymore. It's only 92. It's kind of funny. My GPU is complaining that things are a little too intense right now, even though I'm not actually using the app it's referring to. I must have a lot of stuff going on. I don't know why I mean, is it really that hard on my computer? So we're letting AI kind of build out some stuff. It's adjusting some things. This is the most I've had AI doing anything in months. I haven't had AI do much to my code at all lately, because all of the stuff I was doing before was a lot of logical math stuff that AI just didn't have a clue. So I didn't use it at all. But now we're kind of getting back to writing some separated code ideas and functions, and it's doing a lot of stuff. So I got to see how's it doing leaks. I got to make sure it's not building on weird. I guess we're okay. Main, service, and types. It didn't build a store. I don't know why. I noticed you are not building a store.go file. Are you not doing any deep connections? All my other services use a store.go file for DB connectivity. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just prepping for leaving because I got my wife and I are gonna go out for a little bit later, so just want to be ready to go. Is this thing still going? Is this still cranking out stuff? What's it doing, man? don't know what it did, but we're about to find out. It did a lot of stuff. Did a lot of stuff. Let's go see. It's kind of weird. It's not bolding them anymore. I used to bold this stuff. But I'm going to let it, I'm just going to keep it all because it's all new. It's all new. It's not changing anything. All this league garbage here is new. And so I will work with it as I go now. Now that I have the stuff, I've got a footprint of things. What it's doing. So it always does things a little bit different each time I go about this, which is, I wish it'd be more consistent, but you know, AI doesn't know what it did the time before, I guess. So it's gonna just do what it does. Even when you tell it, follow the same patterns, and it goes, okay, I'll do it this way. That's not what I wanted exactly, but. All right, database connectivity through a store file. Follows the same architecture patterns as the other services, has proper error handling and context support, uses the service store database pattern, has proper MongoDB indexes for performance, does it now, supports all required league operations, create, get, list, etc. All right, good. So now, is it fully compiled, which is impressive because a lot of times when it creates me a new service, I'm debugging it forever. The fact that it's fully compiled is a nice change to see. CD. I'm gonna have to change my project name too. I mean, GoMS is fine, but it should be FTZF instead of PFFM because I've changed it, and I think that's pretty much the final name. I'm really liking and feeling good about that name, so that's going to be the new name. So let's see. If I wanted to call / test create league function, is it just go run dash create league? Start the gateway service in another terminal. Go run dot. Make HTTP post request to the gateway. That's probably the better approach for testing. Let me create a unit test file for you. It's like, you got a couple of options. You can do this, or I can create this for you. Here, just a second here. Create. I don't know what GPU effects it thinks I'm doing. What does it think I'm doing? What exactly is happening in the mind of my So I'm thinking about reinitializing Bezier. I did the demo and I do like it, but when I get back over to Unity, I think I might want to get Bezier involved. Unfortunately, it also means, you know, committing to some extra expense, and I'm not sure yet if I want to do that. It's creating me a unit test file, service.test, service_test, which is going to run my create my leagues. I think it's a better route. I mean, I do want to be able to test the HTTP call, but I think it's more important that I run it locally first. All right, run just the create league test. Run the benchmark. Benchmark? Run integration test. Requires MongoDB. Running integration test with real database. Run integration test. Skipped by default. Quick manual test with go run. You could also add a simple test main function to manually run. To use the manual test, uncomment the last line of the manual test.go and run. Is there a manual test? Oh, I created a function called created a manual test.go. All right. Made with real peanut butter. See this comment. Can you just what does that mean? The store.go should be following connection patterns. It's the other services. Use that same connection in the same way the test files do in that Boy, this whole, what's his name? Kirk, the guy who was assassinated? James? James, it's James Kirk. Ooh, how'd that happen? No, Stephen Kirk? I don't remember. Whatever his name is. I haven't been paying that close of attention. But I do know that it's created quite the firestorm, man. People are mean and they're nasty. I mean, they're just nasty people out there. There's just so much hate. It's just sad how much hate there is out there. I mean, I get it. You don't like the guy, but God, it's just sad, man. To condone assassinating people simply because you don't like them, and you're just like, I mean, I I don't know. I guess if it's just like he was just words, though, right? I mean, he wasn't a guy of action. He didn't make people do things. He wasn't like a dictator or somebody who was out, killing people in droves and assassinating one who assassinates. I kind of get. You got to put someone like that down because they're killing more people than out of out of wrongdoing, out of evil. And you got to put evil down, but he wasn't evil. He was. He wasn't even really bad. I mean, he said things that people didn't like because they disagreed with him, but I don't know. People, it's funny though. The people who complain most about how he hated on people or how he propagated hate seem to be the most hateful. What is it about that? They're the ones just talking hate. How much they're just fired up and furious, and how they just hated him so much that he deserved to be shot down, and that they would have done it themselves, and all this other nonsense. And it's like, I don't remember him preaching, I would shoot and kill everybody who doesn't agree with me. I don't remember that. It's like the people who talk about how he hated seem to be the most hateful. No. It's a sad, sad, sad world. But you do. People are and they're so delusional that they don't even see what they're doing. They just think that they're in the right. Hey, no, these are just imports. It probably just forgot to put them in or something. I do not know what this is talking about. What are you talking about? Is there a way to know what the heck it thinks is running? I mean, what? Look, it's like play sample to hear broadcasting.
Hi there. This is a test message with air conditioning in the background. Normally, it'd be difficult to carry a conversation with someone as a result of this background noise, but with NVIDIA's AI-powered...
So I have air conditioning going right now. Let's see what it does. So let's see how good NVIDIA's AI-powered filtering works with AI air conditioning going in the background, which is what I got going right now. Can you hear it? Pretty clear. Let's see if it can do anything with it. All right, so this is what it sounds like in my word. Pretty clear. Let's see if it can do anything with it. So let's see how good NVIDIA's AI-powered filtering works with AI air conditioning going in the background, which is what I got going right now. Can you hear it? Pretty clear. Let's see if it can. Oddly enough, I can't hear it because I've got it going in the background. So I can't. It's like what at that point where can you hear it? Well, yeah, I can hear it because it's going right now. So I can't tell if it's being filtered out or not. So it's kind of I didn't notice if it was clear, but I just turned it up. But I don't know what the GPU utilization is seeing. I wish I could tell. I mean, it doesn't do me any good to know without knowing what's using the GPU. So it keeps complaining though that it's going really high, and I've noticed this. Maybe it's going high because it's seeing this. I don't know. Did it fix it? Nope. Did I not do that before? All right, let's go back over to my common. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. I think Jan succeeded, but this error still, but these errors still persist. All right, so we're on to rabbit hole. All right, so it's time for me to hit the road. I'll figure it out, and then I'll start running a test league shortly. Till then, God bless.